This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think we've got a quorum set, so I'm going to call this meeting to order, and it is 12:02, and today's date is Wednesday, June the 25th, 2025. Roll call, please.
City of Mission,
Present.
Willacy County, City of Brownsville, City of Edinburgh, City of Harlingen,
Present.
City of Westlaco,
Present.
Cameron County,
Here, present.
Hidalgo County, City of La Villa, City of Donna, City of Mercedes, City of McAllen, City of Farr, Raymondville, City of San Benito, City of San Juan, UTRGV, South Texas College, TSTC, Mr. Troy Allen, Mr. Ronald Mills, Mr. Jim Darling, Mr. Oscar Garcia,
Present.
Mr. Andres Chavez, and Ms. Lupita Sanchez. We have quorum.
And just note that Mayor Callen.
Yes, I just marked them down.
Okay, good.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right, thank you. Next item is invocation.
Let's pray. God, you remind us that you're always with us and will never leave us. You are the place that we can find refuge, comfort, and peace. Open our ears so we can hear your voice and our hearts to receive your word. Guide us during our discussions here today as we conduct business the way.
And that is the approval of our minutes for the May 28th meeting. Are there any corrections or additions or a motion? Yes, I remember him being here.
I'll make the changes.
Okay. There's a motion. Is there a second? There's a second to approve the minutes as amended. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item is public comment. Was anyone signed up?
No.
Nope. All right. Administration? Annie?
Yes, ma'am. First and foremost, just want to welcome everybody. We have a full house today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come to this board meeting. Just as a note, just wanted to welcome. I know we have a new mayor with us today, mayor from Sullivan City, Ms. Mayor Castillo. Um, And obviously, we do have other members that joined us, Mr. Chavez, Mayor Montoya, I think that's, or Mayor Perez,
Mayor Perez, yes.
and Mr. Garcia. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's your first meeting. Under administration, the first item, we have a presentation and possible action on Texas Gas Service case. We have Texas Gas Service representatives, Ms. Marie, here to provide a presentation for the Texas Gas Service.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us here today. There we go. As the executive director mentioned, my name is Marie Michaels. I'm a manager in the Rates and Regulatory Department for Texas Gas Service. Today, I'm here to talk to you about some of the filings that your cities have recently received from the utility company. So first, I just want to start with a little information about who we are as a company. We serve approximately 706,000 customers throughout the state of Texas. We're available in 111 communities, and we employ over 1,000 Texans through various offices within our regions. We're a 100% regulated local distribution company, and we have 13% of the market share of distribution gas companies in the state. We invest approximately $309 million throughout the year in 2024, $71 million in payroll, and we've paid approximately $17.5 million in property taxes. We're avid participants in our local charities and foundations, so we can continue to give back to the communities that we live in and we serve. We've also spent over 1,400 hours volunteering from our employees. I don't think this thing likes me. There we go. So just some of the volunteering activities we've done throughout the state, just to kind of give you an idea of where we participate. And we're throughout the state. You'll notice that not all of these are just in one area. We really participate everywhere. Here locally, we've participated in the Adopt a Highway and the beach cleanup. So today I'm here to talk to you about a rate case filing. It's called a statement of intent that local leaders should have received a letter that we intend to file this on June 30. You should be receiving it in your offices either this Friday or on or before Monday. But let's back up a little bit and talk about the current filing you have in front of you, which is a GRIP, and that's an interim rate adjustment. And you received that GRIP in April 25th, and regulatorily we were required to file that. When you start filing GRIPs, you have to continue to file them every year within 1 year. And so even though we were planning to file this rate case this year, we still had to file the GRIP because it's part of the rules that the Railroad Commission has established. And so the GRIP does not include things like the cost of capital or operating expenses or changes in depreciation rates, or even the design of rates. And so when you see the GRIP, and then you receive the rate case and you look at the two, those are the differences that you'll see. Periodically, it's important to have a rate case because, as I discussed, those things are not covered in GRIP. If we want to change the rate design or if we need to change depreciation rates based on lives of assets, then we have to do that through a rate case. This rate case that we're filing at the end of June, some of the new things that you'll see is a rate design for a residential customer assistance pilot program. We're really excited about this program. The intent of it is to provide a rate that is 25% less than the small residential rate for customers that qualify. It's a pilot program and it will be available to the first 30,000 customers that qualify. In addition, we intend to expand the Share the Warmth customer assistance program. This is where where customers can voluntarily donate if they choose, and the company matches any customer donations. But the company would also like to add an additional contribution of $2 million. This is another thing that has to be included in a rate case and cannot be included in a GRIP. In addition, we're asking to consolidate all service areas throughout the state. This will make it so that way all customers throughout the state pay the same rate for the same service. Currently, that's not what's happening, and I'll show you that on a slide here in a moment. There we go. So TGS has consolidated rate jurisdictions slowly over the last several years from 10 down to currently we have 3. This current rate case is asking for a final consolidation down to 1. This is just the final phase in our intent to consolidate throughout the state. The consolidation has benefited customers by reducing filing costs, and we look forward to completing the final phase of this consolidation. Consolidation it can be intimidating for some, but a really good way to think about it is think about your cell phone plan. So it's kind of like switching from an individual cell phone plan to a family plan. Everyone still pays for their phone and how much they use their phone, but the costs are reduced a little bit because they're shared amongst the group. And so that's what we're intending to achieve with consolidation. So the proposed rate changes. In our rate case, we're requesting a $41 million revenue increase to recover changes in expenses and investments. So for example, we continue to invest in the distribution system for safety and reliability and maintaining our current standing as one of the safest natural gas distribution companies in the nation. We also need to recover those operating costs that have gone up due to inflation and system growth and continued compliance efforts, employee salaries, depreciation expense, and increased expenses to serve customers. How this works is we review our costs over a 12-month test year. So for this one, it's calendar year 2024 to understand our expenses and income. Because different types of customers use gas in different ways, we assign costs accordingly and design rates to create fair pricing for all customers that use the same rate. We manage our expenses and serve our customers as efficiently as possible, but we must continue to update our base rates to continue having that 99.9% reliability rate that we currently have, and to maintain our standing as one of the safest natural gas distribution companies, according to the American Gas Association. So what does this new rate design look like that we're asking for in our rate case? So as I spoke about a moment ago, we're introducing a pilot program for customer assistance. And we're also proposing to increase a contribution to the Share the Warmth campaign. Customers in the RGV service area have historically paid more for natural gas since there were fewer customers in the area to share the costs. If approved, a statewide structure would make it so that customers in the RGV would see a decrease in their monthly bills. By aligning rates across Texas, all customers who receive the same level of service would have the same rate. So on the slide now, you can see what current rates are for our various service areas. You can see RGV in the third column from the left. Currently, your small residential and large residential are slightly higher than what our Central Gulf and West North customers pay. And again, the reason for that is because there's less customers in the RGV service area to share those costs. You can see in the blue column what we're proposing new rates to be. You'll see that the small and the large residential customers are less than what you're currently paying. So let's talk about what this looks like on an average monthly bill. And so on your screen right now is what it would look like based upon the usage for each area. We understand that the usage in RGV is smaller than the usage that occurs in Central Gulf or West North, mostly due to your weather. And so although you'll see that the current and the proposed average bills are not the same, the rates behind those are. So I want to go back a slide. So if everybody is receiving the same rates shown in that blue column, this is what their proposed monthly average bill would be. For small residential customers, that would be a potential savings of up to 76 cents. And for large residential customers, it would be approximately $4.40. This is a similar graphic. This one shows as if everybody used the same amount of gas throughout each service area, just so that way you could see that the proposed monthly bill would be the same for everyone if they all use the same amount of gas. Small and large rate design. This is not new for you guys. For RGV, you've had small, large residential customers and small, large commercial customers as of 2023. One of our service areas does not have small, large commercial yet. And so this will be introduced in the rate case again. So all service areas will have the same types of customer classes. As currently, the residential and commercial customers will be assigned to the group that is most economically beneficial for them. If a customer decides they would like to switch to the other, they are allowed to. However, they will be required to stay on that for 12 months before they could switch back. So what's the timeline of this rate case, this statement of intent that you'll be receiving on June 30? Cities are encouraged to intervene in the rate case at the Railroad Commission. As I mentioned, we're filing with the cities and the commission simultaneously. Each city may also request to suspend the implementation of rates by August 19. If you choose to suspend, that is your deadline to do so. This will allow an additional 90 days for your cities to review the filing. If the city takes no action by that date, the proposed rates could go into effect in August via operation of law. City's final jurisdiction deadline, if they suspend, will be November 17. At that time, rates can go into effect. As a reminder, Texas Gas Service has several programs to help customers who may be feeling overwhelmed by their natural gas bill. As I mentioned, we've got the new pilot program for customer assistance. We've also got the increased fund that we're proposing for the Share the Warmth. We also have LIHEAP dollars and payment arrangements. The average payment plan is a program that allows customers to have a rolling 12-month average of their bill, so they won't be faced with fluctuations due to seasonality. Does anyone have any questions about any of the material I covered? I know it's a lot of new information for some.
You're showing in the numbers that you put out first, you showed an increase of $41 million.
Yes, sir,
for the annual-
statewide.
Statewide. Okay, and what percentage of that, of your total revenue right now that you're bringing in, how much of a percentage is that?
How much of a percentage increase is
Increase.
that?
Correct.
I don't have that calculation with me, but I can get that for you.
Because total revenue for the state is 700 and something million? The numbers that you put up there in the beginning?
So,
309
so that's how much we've invested,
invest.
right? That's not how much we're currently bringing in.
You don't have that number with you.
I don't have that number with me, no, sir, but I can get that for you. Great question. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Yes, it is income based.
Do you know what they are?
I don't know what the income thresholds are. I do know that if a customer is currently receiving state or federal aid, most likely they will qualify for this program.
As far as the merger or consolidation that you mentioned, um, as far as the timeframe, if that doesn't happen, would you be coming back to request an increase, or how does that look like, if anything?
So currently, we don't have a plan to come in with another filing. Are you talking about if this one doesn't get approved? Currently, no. We would end up having separate rate filings for each of the 3 existing service areas. On a standalone basis, the Rio Grande Valley would not see the same decrease if consolidation is not approved. Any other questions?
What's being asked here is to make a motion on accepting the program.
I think in
Resolution, what is it? Where
I think in prior years, what I've seen happen is some of the cities vote to talk about hiring legal counsel. I can't give you any guidance or information on that, but that is what I've observed from prior meetings.
Yes. Yeah, that action is correct. They just use, just for the benefit of everybody's knowledge, the Texas Gas Service utilizes this platform to get the message out to all the elected officials of the cities. Obviously, it's more time involved if they have to go to each city, which they don't have the luxury. And so being here provides a wider, notice in one room to all the elected officials. And typically, obviously, we don't have legal counsel at the COG, so we can't interact with this process. And in years past, I know the city of McAllen has been so gracious enough to allow their attorneys to take this on. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for you, but typically when that is involved, you provide reimbursement for that for the attorney to.
That
To
is
challenge
correct.
her.
So if any interveners, if any parties intervene in the rate case, they are legally allowed to submit those expenses to us and they will be reimbursed at the end of the rate case.
And when would we need to notify you as the gas company about this type of action, of the intervention?
About whether or not you hire legal counsel.
Right.
I think, Judy, do we have a date as to when that would need to be provided? Okay, so just prior to the suspension deadline.
Which is,
August 19th.
okay. Okay.
I can't, I think that's right, August 19th. It's a lot of dates to remember.
Yes, of course.
I do better when I see them.
Yeah.
Mayor, in the
Yes.
past, again, like Manny said, City of McAllen would take the lead on the
Mhm.
legal process but other cities could piggyback to that. So it was a
Right.
consolidated effort.
Right, and it usually is a
So,
consolidated effort.
Yeah, it's definitely advisable that if any city wants to challenge it,
Mhm.
to coordinate together to do it.
Right.
Any other questions I can answer for you?
You don't require any action. at
No,
this time,
sir.
Make a motion to acknowledge the report.
And that was going to be my suggestion, just to acknowledge the report. Yes, okay. So there's a motion and a second to acknowledge the report from Texas Gas Service. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you all for your time today.
Okay,
Thank you. And that'll give us an opportunity to get with the rest of the cities and see if we would like to come together and file some sort of intervening process. Okay. Thank you. Manny?
okay, next item is item B, Executive Director's Report. Item number 1 is presentation by the Westlaco Area Chamber of Commerce on Texas 1015 Destination Initiative Project. I do have Ms. Barbara Garza, the CEO from Westlaco Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'll let them take the lead on the presentation and the request that they have before this council.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having us and for the invitation to present today. Right now, I'm presenting a copy of what will be up on the screen for your reference. Happy to be here alongside our Mayor Bosco, Mary Gonzalez, who's joined us to present this project. We're very excited to have this partnership with the Texas International Produce Association. And so I come to you with lighter information and an exciting project for our city, but really for the RGV at large, and that is this partnership with TIPA. We are looking at working with them and bringing a large statue that would be a monument here in the city of Weslaco to represent the Texas 1015 onion. As you know, in Weslaco, we celebrate the Texas 1015 onion through our Texas Onion Festival and a variety of programs here to promote not only that it's our state vegetable, but also that we are proud that it was developed right here in our own community. And so one of the things that we've discussed with TIPA is the opportunity to bring this monument here to the city of Weslaco to help the community at large know more about why we celebrate the onion. I always talk to students and I ask them, do you know why in Weslaco we have an onion fest? And I have so many students say, well, I don't know, we thought we were weird and we just really like onions here. And so I said, actually, no, it has a lot more meaning and history behind that. And so again, here we are today to present to you this monument that we're looking forward to bringing here to the city of Weslaco. And in the packet that you received there, a little bit of history about the 1015 onion, if you may not be aware. It was developed here in Weslaco by Dr. Leonard Pike. And again, has a lot of history here in our community to the point where it became our state vegetable. And so in conversations with the International Produce Association, the idea is to bring a monument statue here to Weslaco. And after conversations with Mr. Cruz, would be to hopefully be able to install this monument statue here at the LRGVDC to be on display for the city of Weslaco. And we're looking at the corner here of Railroad and Texas Boulevard, so that has a good viewing area. Now, this would be at zero cost and burden to the LRGVDC, but it would be something that the Chamber of Commerce, the Texas International Produce Association, and the city of Weslaco would take on. And I know Mayor and I have been talking about this project for a while. We're very excited about it and excited that TIPA has selected Weslaco to be a part of this project. So we are actually funding this project with TIPA to bring this monument statue here. And there's just a little bit of information there for your reference. I won't go through all of that. But I did add on there a copy of what we're looking at for the statue. It will be an educational piece for our community. And when we talk about why something like this is important, we always share the educational piece, getting people to be more aware of the history in our communities, the rich agriculture in our communities, and not only will this be something as a beautification and exciting piece to bring to Weslaco, but we also bring this as an educational piece to the Rio Grande Valley. So very exciting for us. I don't know, Mayor, if there's anything you'd like to chime in here in regards to it.
No, it just, as you all know, we do have the Onion Fest, and when they offered, or when they talked to us about placing this onion here in Weslaco, I believe they said it was going to be the biggest onion in the world. So I was like, all right, well, let's do it. We can go in the I guess in the books as having the biggest onion in Weslaco, and we do celebrate Onion Fest. So for me, it's something awesome that we can provide our city and our constituents. And at the same time, like Miss Barbara said, it's just the educational part of it. Coming from a farming background, my grandfather, my dad, and my uncles, and being that they did plant a lot of onions, and they still do. It's something cool and exciting for me personally, and of course for our city of Wesco. And again, we're the ones that will maintain everything and keep it looking good for our area. So again, thank you guys.
Thank you, Mayor.
So yes, thank you for the opportunity to present today. Again, really, this is just bringing this to the table for you to see that this is a project that we're working on, and we'd love to collaborate with the LRGVDC and have you all as the location to actually be the home of our 1015 Onion. This is the start to a lot of projects here for beautification and education here in Wesco, as far as destination initiatives here in Wesco. So we're very excited about it. And just a few things that I'll mention is, as Mayor mentioned, we would maintain it, do the upkeep, ensure that there's proper installation and that there's full safety protocols following ADA compliance and all of that good stuff. So we'll take care of all of that piece. Today was just to formally present this to you. And Manny, thank you again for that invitation to do that. And obviously we hope that you approve that we're able to install this statue here and bring this new historic piece to our community. So at this time, I'd entertain any questions that you might have. We have gotten that question so many times. And actually, when we met the last time, the mayor said there needs to be a star on Wesco. So that's actually the goal. They're looking at creating this particular statue is kind of a sample rendition of what they want to do. And so they've actually, and when I say they, I mean TIPA, they've released an RFP for requests for proposals and artists who can create this type of statue. And so this is what we're looking at. The base of the statue would include history and information about the state vegetable, including the developers, Dr. Leonard Pike, and including and recognizing Texas A&M AgriLife as well.
All right. Any other questions?
I just want to say that's really super cool, and I think it's exciting for the entire region for to be able to have like a tourist attraction. What are y'all going to do to promote it outside of the region?
So one of the things that we actually are already working on, and over at least the past 3 years that we've expanded the Texas Onion Festival, we have seen visitors come in from all over the world. We have people who come in specifically for the Onion Festival to get their free onions. I have people who ship onions from our onion house and our Tex-Mex sales onion distributor from here to their locations when they leave. So we are actually doing some international marketing for the city of Wesco and promoting the Texas Onion Fest integrated into that. One of the things I'll mention is that with the Onion Festival, when I came in, I do remember we had the festival at the park, and we were looking anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 guests annually for that program. And this past year, we were able to track about 35,000 guests to the Texas Onion Fest. So it certainly is a growing initiative and something that we're very excited to promote into the international market as well. So there's
something they made me compete in an onion eating contest.
Something I like to do.
So mayors, if you're in Wesco and you'd love to join our mayor in the onion eating contest, you're welcome to do that as well.
I will show up for the free onions though.
Yes. Yes. Thank you though.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Any other questions?
And I can add, what the chamber's here to do is just get your okay to proceed. I know they haven't moved forward with anything yet. It's very preliminary, so with receiving your okay to proceed, they can move forward, and eventually down the road, we'll come back before this group and get all the paperwork in order, interlocal agreements and things like that, because it is going to continue to be the
Yes.
LRGVDC property, and since we'll have people come by, the public, want to make sure everything is in order, is covered and legal wise, and
Yes.
any legalities that might, but we'll have the documents in the future for you to review and approve.
Yes.
We'll expect onions at every meeting, right?
Yes. That's going to be in the
Asking you shall
local.
receive.
Fried and dipping sauce.
Yes.
Right.
Instead of lunch boxes, you'll receive an onion for lunch.
Onion blossom.
Yes.
Onion blossom, there you go. So do you need a,
Just
vote or
okay
just
from everybody,
an
unless
okay?
somebody is opposed to it.
yeah, so just a consensus, everybody
Consensus,
all
yeah.
right with it? Yeah, move forward? Okay, I don't think you have any,
You got it.
Wonderful.
you're good.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being
Thank you.
here. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Next item.
The next item, under director's reports, really quick, introduction of new staff. We did have a couple of staff come on board under the RGV MPO. We have Ms. Claudia Salinas, RGV MPO Project Manager. Valley Metro, we had a couple of drivers, Maria Trevino, Roberto Olvera, Ramiro Gonzalez. We had two motor vehicle transportation techs, Eric Ojeda and Mr. Jose Martinez. Under admin, we had Mr. Manuel Meras, purchaser one, and under RGV 911, Rafael Gonzalez, assistant administrator two. In addition to that, just real briefly, I know the legislative session has ended, as you all know. There has been a flurry of activity of signing bills by the governor here recently as of the 23rd of June. And so Governor Abbott announced the final list of 1,155 bills signed into law and 28 bills vetoed from the 89th regular legislative session. So they'll be coming up. I'll send some information to everybody so they can access and log in and view which of those bills were vetoed and which ones that he signed into law. But he anticipates that the special session will begin on Monday, July 21st, next month. So that concludes my report. The next item is department reports. Item A, Community and Economic Development. We have Mr. Javier Dominguez presenting the action item.
Good afternoon, board. My name is Javier Dominguez. I'm the executive analyst for the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council. I see some new faces, so I just want to take the chance to introduce myself. I am not the assistant director for community economic development. Her name is Mrs. Melissa Gonzalez Rosas, but she unfortunately couldn't be here today. So she asked me to come and present this item on her behalf. She has one action item and just two announcements. The action item is consideration and action to approve the interlocal agreement with Texas State University and the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council to create a composting curriculum for 6th to 8th graders under the SWIFR program. Due to a Region 1 curriculum development issue, TCEQ has allowed the LRGVDC to partner with Texas State University regarding the development of a food composting curriculum for middle school students. Texas State has the resources to develop the curriculum by the deadline date of August 31st, 2025. The schools participating are as follows in the cities. These schools will be participating: Mission, Raymondville, Los Fresnos, Mercedes, and Rio Hondo. The objective is to fully implement the curriculum by September of 2025 this year. So the action item is to hopefully get your approval so that Mr. Cruz can sign with the VP of Research for this master agreement between the LRGVDC and Texas State University.
Motion to approve.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the interlocal agreement as presented. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, and then just her two quick announcements. She did want to let you all know that Region M is currently taking public comments on the draft water plan update. The deadline for any public comments is July 22nd, 2025. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to her or her staff here at the Community and Economic Development Department of the LRGVDC. And then also to announce that an invite has already been sent out, but for those who also might be interested, we are hosting our annual Regional Small Cities Coalitions Workshop on that same date, July 22nd, 2025, here in the Ken Jones Boardroom. If you have any questions or want an agenda beforehand, please feel free to reach out and they'll be able to answer your questions or provide any of that information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The next item, item B, Health and Human Services. We have Ms. Maria Posadas presenting.
Good afternoon, board. I'm Marifer Posadas. I'm one of the program supervisors for the Area Agency on Aging, and I'm filling in for Ms. Margarita Lopez, our director. So this month we don't have any action items, but I do want to provide a follow-up to the action item from last month, which was a submission of approved letters of support and advocacy packets. The letter of support, which was approved and signed by the board during the last month's meeting, was officially distributed. The advocacy packets containing the signed letter An executive summary report and multiple community letters of support were both mailed and emailed to the following congressional offices: Senator Ted Cruz, Senator John Cornyn, Representative Monica de la Cruz, Representative Vicente Gonzalez. This fulfills the action of support approved by the board to advocate on behalf of the agency and its programs in response to the proposed fiscal year 2026 federal budget cuts impacting the Older American Act, Medicaid, HCBS, and Adult Protective Services. Attached to the report, you will find a copy of the letter that was emailed and mailed out, along with the executive summary report that was included in each advocacy package. Do we have any questions regarding the update?
No, kinda. Since we took that effort, I'd like to thank staff and the board obviously for approving the letter. We did have some acknowledgement, at least by 3 of the representatives. And so right, I guess in between where we were trying to send out the letter, we did email it in advance and then send a huge package to Washington, 4 packages with letters of support and what have you. And so we did have somewhat of a turnaround as far as they reconsidering funding the Older Americans Act. And so that's going to move forward. But I guess the main question that remains is who's going to lead that charge to oversee that project. ACL used to do it in the past. They're going away. We see that as they start to lay off staff. And so we don't know where the funds are going to be situated. And so, but staff and everybody is keeping an eye on that. And as soon as we find out, we'll target that agency to see what they're going to do. But I think it would make obviously much sense to contact all the councils of governments that have area agency on aging, because we've been doing this for so long, since 1967. And so why go with other agencies that would have to start from the bottom up? And so we're keeping a close eye on that, but that has been the change, that then they're now reconsidering and they are going to fund the Older Americans Act for sure.
Because the question is who would administer it at the federal level,
Correct.
not so much the COG.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, so she has her hand up. I think she wants to say something.
Okay. Margarita, are you on the?
Yes, I see her. Can you, I think she might be muted.
You might be muted.
Yes.
Can you hear us? And currently she's attending the Aging in Texas conference in Waco, where I think she might have received additional news in regards to the funding, maybe, we hope.
Can we unmute her, or is that on her?
She's unmuted.
Okay.
Sorry, Margarita, I know you're not muted, but we can't hear you. Sorry, she said it's okay. She's going to try something. 1 second.
Yes.
And while we try to get her online, also, obviously, we'd like to thank TARC, Texas Association of Regional Councils, and US Aging. US Aging is a national affiliate or association that we're members of that spearhead anything having to do with funding, policies, and procedures nationwide. They're real close to some of the legislators, so we've seen their work, and hopefully that obviously has paid off tremendously. And so we will continue to lead the charge so that we continue to receive funds for our elderly to continue to provide the services needed.
I think she wrote.
Yes, she wrote a response. I'll read it for you if that's okay, Ms. Lopez. She wrote in the chat, I'm pleased to share an important update. The federal administration has officially revised its proposal regarding the Older Americans Act. All Older American Acts programs will now remain under a newly renamed division within the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Administration for Children, Families, and Communities. This means there will be no transfer of services to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and no funding cuts to Title III, D7, SHIPS, ADRCs, or Adult Protective Services.
Great,
Thank you.
thank you. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Great news. Thank you. Thank you, Margarita. Can you hear us? Yes, thank you. Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good news.
Yes. Okay, next item.
Next item is public safety, criminal justice and homeland security, Mr. Cesar Merla. Before he goes into his action item and reports, this is another program that is being, is in question. As you know, the president from the very beginning is doing away with FEMA, and FEMA is the one that funds our homeland security program. And some, even criminal justice is in jeopardy because we get funding from the federal government for those programs as well. We're at a standstill on this program as well. As of today, we don't have any latest news. But if the worst case scenario, FEMA goes away, our grants go away, the department goes away, there's no funding to continue. But again, we're working through our partners at the state level and federal level to try to grasp this and try to get funding for FEMA to continue. Sir?
Thank you, sir. Yes, so we're hoping for the best. We should find out more in July. Once I do find out any information, I'll pass it to Mr. Cruz and then on to the rest of the board. To the action item, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Cesar Merla for Public Safety. One action item on the docket for the board's consideration today, and given everything, we are actually trying to give money back. So here we go. Consideration and action to approve the Homeland Security Advisory Committee recommendation for the return of voluntary monetary contributions to jurisdictions from the Emergency Radio Communication Fund. The HSAC met on June 13th here in the boardroom to review the return of voluntary monetary contributions totaling $86,135.50. The committee recommends approval of the attached jurisdiction breakdown of these funds. This fund was established specifically to support the ongoing operations of the National Weather Service Spanish radio notification system across the service region. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the breakdown per jurisdiction with an 80% return of the remaining balance is listed below for a total of $86,135.50. This does require board approval.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion and a second to approve the recommendation by the HSAC to refund the monetary contributions as listed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you all. Really quick, along with my report, I just do want to go over some of the trainings that I have. Carry on. All right, so tomorrow we have our de-escalation training for law enforcement. There's still some slots available, so this is available for those that can qualify. You do get T-code credit for that, and it's more right here at the Ken Jones boardroom. Next, please, is our active shooter training. This is August 12th to the 14th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in coordination with the Wesco Emergency Management Office will be held at Knapp Medical Center. This is a 3-day training, and we are now listed at 72 registered individuals, but the more the merrier. So please encourage your emergency management officials, your law enforcement and fire officials to attend this training, as well as maybe even your PIOs. A lot of the information, especially considering active shooters in emergency, the PIO is one of the positions that needs to be there to know what to say and how to say it. They go through a live simulation and is very interactive. And last but not least is our Listo RGV conference. Despite all the news that's going on, we're still charging forward with our conference. I've been to some of the city commission meetings in the past couple of months, along with Mr. Javier Dominguez, and our finalized agenda is in front of you, provided with you, and we are ready and continue to move on with this conference. It's still $100 and open for registration, so by all means, the more the merrier. Pending any questions from the group, that is all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next up is the Police Academy Program, Mr. Javier Solis.
Good afternoon, esteemed executive board. We do have one action item today. It's to amend a previous action item which was approved by this board back in March. We ask for consideration and action to amend a previous action item pertaining to the purchase of a 2025 Chevrolet Silverado from Lake County Chevrolet in the amount of $54,848. The LRGV Academy is requesting your approval for the cancellation of the purchase order and seeks approval for a new purchase order from Caldwell County Chevrolet in the amount of $52,407. The vendor was unable to deliver the vehicle by the deadline, and so we went out again for bids, and we actually located a different vendor, and it's actually cheaper. So we ask for your consideration and action to approve on that action item.
Motion approved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the purchase from Caldwell County Chevrolet for $52,407. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. My quick report for the month of June, training. Total in-service courses that we offered for the month was 6. We trained a total of 144 officers. Total hours instructed, 40, for a total contact hour total of 960 contact hours. I am still advertising the training that we're going to be having in August for the fentanyl detection seminar for local police canine teams. I do want to give you an update on that. At the moment, we have 36 of our local police canines here in the Rio Grande Valley that have already signed up for this training. They're going to be trained to detect the odor of actual fentanyl. But we also have teams coming from out of state. We got a couple of teams coming from Wichita Falls. So far there's been a lot of interest, but we still have several slots left for this training. So we encourage all agencies, if you have a police canine unit, send them to this training. It's a once in a very long time that canines get to train with actual fentanyl. So that's going to be August 16th through the 18th, 2025.
Mr. Solis, can you give a clarification on, because I know fentanyl is a deadly substance, and so I know I've seen a couple of messages, well, how can you use the dogs if it's a deadly substance? So can you clarify that, please?
So I work in partnership with the National Narcotic Detector Dog Association. Back in 2021, we wrote one of the very first protocols to safely train dogs on fentanyl. Yes, we all know the dangers of it, but through our research and through our collaboration with some federal agencies, we developed this protocol. And it was actually, and I can't say too much about the program, obviously because of security measures that are in play, but U.S. Customs has been using this protocol since 2020. And since 2020, they've had 0 issues with canines accidentally ingesting fentanyl or there being some type of mishap. We pretty much mirror that protocol. And so we came up through the National Narcotic Detector Drug Association, a protocol for local units to be able to train with actual fentanyl. So currently, most departments do not have access to fentanyl. It's a very dangerous substance that the DEA is not providing to local agencies to train with that substance, obviously because of the safety factor. But through our collaboration with NNDDA, we're able to get actual fentanyl. Right now, the only thing that's available to the majority of police canine teams that are out there is what we call a pseudo substance. So it's not the actual substance that the dogs are finding out on the street. So the importance behind this training is that any canine team that goes to this training can actually testify in court and actually say, we actually trained on actual fentanyl. We trained the dog how to detect it. And we actually walked away from that training with a certification, so that carries into a court setting where they can now give evidence testimony saying we are certified to detect. Because right now, a lot of the local canine teams, yes, their dogs are finding the fentanyl on the street, but they don't have any credible certification backing them up in court to where they're able to testify and say, we trained our dogs on actual fentanyl and they are certified to detect. So that is the purpose of this training, bringing it to this region, is that we're going to try to get as many dogs trained to detect actual fentanyl. We will have several safety protocols in play to make sure that we don't have any mishaps, any accidents there. That will include several doses of Narcan being present on scene while we're doing this. We're going to have EMS personnel on standby, and then obviously the protocol that we've developed through NNDDA. So I want to reassure administrators if they have a doubt, is this a safe training to go to? We've been doing this with NNDDA throughout the country. It just hasn't been brought here to the Rio Grande Valley. This is the first time that we're bringing this training here. So we just want as many police agencies to take advantage of it. We still have several openings available, and we just encourage all agencies to attend. Mayor Garza, I have an update for you on the Mission 228th Academy. I'm proud to say that yesterday they all passed their final exam. So we are getting them prepared for you to take the TECOL exam come next Monday. This has been a very sharp class. Grades have been through the roof on this class, so I don't foresee any issues. So when we see you again in July for their graduation, I hope to say that all of them pass. So we're going to get them there. We're going to get them across the finish line.
Graduation? Is that
The graduation is going to be July 15th.
15th? Okay.
And it's at the Mission Event Center at 10 a.m. My last announcement is that we have closed the deal with the Wesco Police Department. I'm proud to report that we're going to be opening up a full-time academy through the Wesco Police Department. That academy is set to commence September 8th, 2025. We opened it up for testing for the entrance exam process, and within 3 days, we were at capacity. Currently, we're sitting at 83 applications. We're adding an additional test date because we still have several pending applications from individuals that are interested in attending this Wesco Police Academy. So we foresee a successful turnout for this academy. I know we're not going to see each other in July, so I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July, and we will see you in August, pending any questions. Thank you all very much. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you.
Next up is Rio Grande Valley Emergency Communication District. We have Mr. Joe Garcia, Assistant Director, to provide a brief report.
Good afternoon, board members. We just have a brief report. We have over the past 6 months, the GIS team completed 77 subdivisions, 34 street name requests, 28 utility requests, 1,534 address tickets. And we completed a 2026 training plan ahead of the new year and turned it into an interactive story map that our mappers can check off as they're taking those trainings. We have a planning meeting set with ESRI later on next month. The 911 IT division conducted MATFLIX and Power 911 trainings for all the Hidalgo County PSAPs and introduced new multimedia translation features now active in 14 of our PSAPs, allowing real-time video and 36 plus language support. So that's live. If somebody speaks a different language in the dispatcher, it'll automatically start translating, which is great. A cybersecurity assessment is underway to ensure continued reliability. And also, we would like to highlight Mr. Elias Martinez of Edinburgh PD. He's the supervisor there. He received a public service award for leading the multimedia project when we first initiated. Community engagement. The division led public outreach throughout schools and memorial events, safety training, and community gatherings. You can see on the packet there's several pictures of our events, and that's it for us. If you guys have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, item D, Transportation, Valley Metro, Mr. Tom Logan.
Good afternoon. We do have 4 action items. Our first action item is consideration and action to approve update to LRGVDC Valley Metro Title 6 policy. There is some updates required there. We currently received a review from TxDOT, and they asked us to modify our policy and update the years that policy is also active, which is 3 years. Every 3 years, we have to bring it forward and get it reapproved by the board.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the policy amendments. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Our second action item, consideration and action to approve revised LRGVDC Valley Metro's Americans with Disability Act policy and procedures. Again, these are standard updates to the policy.
There's a motion and a second to amend the ADA policies as presented. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Our third action item is consideration and approval to approve the executive director under the LRGVDC Valley Metro to initiate and submit funding applications to both the RGV MPO call for projects and the FDA's notice of funding opportunities for low and no emissions and bus facilities. We have 4 projects that we're pushing forward. We're hopeful that we can get funding for this. Our first project is fleet replacement. Some of our heavy-duty buses have reached their useful life of 12 years or 500,000 miles. So we are seeking funding for that. Also, we are seeking additional funding for our Harlingen multimodal terminal to make it whole. We did go out for 4 proposals, but the funding in place was not sufficient. So we're here asking for additional funding to make that terminal whole. The Westlaco multimodal terminal facility, we're asking funding for the A&E and construction of that facility. We already cleared the environmental process. We cleared the land acquisition. So now we're in that phase that we need to start doing the final design and construction of it.
There's a motion and a second to submit the funding applications to the MPO as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Our last action item is consideration and action to approve amendments to the Federal Transit Administration grants, TX 2023-101 and TX 2023-067. We're adding additional Section 5339 federal funding to each grant to make sure that those funds don't lapse and we're able to use them for our fleet replacement, overhauling, and just general maintenance of it. It's 100% grant, yes.
Motion and a second to approve the amendments to the federal funding grants. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank
Right.
you. Our
Thank
program report is in your package. If there's any questions.
Just a quick update. Do you want to touch base on Zapata?
Oh, yes. I want to thank Manny and everybody from the LRGVDC. We had a huge event in Zapata County. We launched the Zapata Express that now connects Zapata to Laredo on a daily basis. We have 5 trips, round trips from Zapata. People will now be able to schedule medical appointments, get jobs, higher ed. It's something that has been on the plan since 2002. The LRGVDC Valley Metro took over in 2015, and still then that project was identified. So finally, we were able to secure some competitive funds from TxDOT to launch this service for 24 months. So that service started 2 days ago. It is at the request of the judge. We run it the first 30 days free, and we're doing a lot of promotional activities out there to let the community know that that service will be available for them. So we're hopeful that it's a success. We received a lot of support from the city of Laredo and Laredo Metro. We're using their terminal. They're helping us promote it. Their Chamber of Commerce are also doing a lot of events to promote this service. So we'll keep you posted.
Congratulations.
60 miles. Yes, and it's limited stops. We only stop in Zapata and San Ignacio, and directly into the downtown Laredo terminal. Yes. Is there like Brownsville Metro? Yes. Is there RTA, the Regional Transit Authority, under the city? Yes. So from there, they're going to be able to transfer over to their demand response service and or their regular bus service to reach any location within the city of Laredo. They do have a main terminal downtown with a parking garage and beautiful park in front. So it lends itself really good for our service to start and end there.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next item.
The next item is RGV MPO. I don't believe they're here, but their meeting is coming up at 1:30. Those members that to sit on that board are 1:30. So I think that's it for the agenda for this board meeting.
Alrighty, so we don't have any new or unfinished business, and our next meeting is August the 27th. So no meeting in July. And there's a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, stand up.
Just a reminder, we have lunch for those members that didn't get to grab a box, please, on your way out, or you can stay here for a couple of more minutes before the MPO and eat your sandwich. Thank you.